Let's go to Italy. Don't settle for a condo or hotel stay. Look at an agriturismo to experience the Italian way of life. Unique experiences are becoming more and more popular every day, and an agriturismo stay can give you that. Whether you want to reconnect with your cultural roots or simply experience the Italian way of life, there's an agriturismo that'll meet your needs. Next slide. In 2016, I visited Italy and stayed at Criatoli in Siena and saw firsthand the beauty of staying at an agriturismo. I've also spent time researching for our 2019 trip for other agriturismos. Next one. Tonight I'm going to talk about the history of agriturismos, the activities and accommodations available, along with the costs. An agriturismo is derived from two words, agriculture and tourism. They are working farms that have taken their farm buildings and converted them into guest rooms. Agritourism has been around since the 1960s, and due to lack of regulations, the Italian lawmakers passed the Italian National Legal Framework for Agritourism in 1985. In the article, Agritourism toward a conceptual framework for industry analysis from the Journal of Agriculture, Food Systems and Community Development, written in 2018 by L.C. Chase et al., he explains the law encourages overnight stays, farm stays, or agriturismo as a way for Italian farmers to diversify their income so they can maintain farming practices, landscapes, and agricultural buildings. It also provides subsidies for the restoration of abandoned buildings and estates. It requires the farm to be a working farm and for them to serve products produced on the farm, such as olive oils, wines, fruits, and produce from the gardens. Now that I've given a little history, I will discuss the types of accommodations and activities. Next slide. Okay. Accommodations will vary, as described in Fabio Maria Santucci's article, Agritourism for Rural Development in Italy, Evolution, Situation, and Perspectives, published in 2013 by British Journal of Economics, Management, Trade. She writes, the offer is very diverse, ranging from small and simple family farms to luxurious estates with the highest quality of services. She also describes there's two main categories, landlords and family farms. When it's a landlord, you'll have very little interaction with the owners. There'll be mansions and other buildings that have been converted into apartments. Family farms will be small, medium to large farms with buildings converted into apartments that include kitchenettes and living areas. In addition, they'll interact daily with their guests and have activities planned for people to do. Activities will include archery, farm tours, horseback riding, cooking classes, bicycle rentals, along with golf, and some will have weekly events such as welcome parties, pizza parties, and yoga. As I experienced at Criatoli, they interacted with us on a daily basis. The owners, the Mauriciani family owns the agriturismo, and several generations are involved with running it. Luciano, the patriarch, he cares for the farm on the property along with his primary residence in town. Carlos, his son, helps him with the farming. However, he also assists Isabella with caring for the agriturismo Criatoli along with their two other nearby agriturismo. The original farmhouse here, along with the stables and storage houses, have been converted into 8 apartments that can accommodate a solo traveler or sleep up to 6 guests. While we were there, we rented a 2-bedroom that had a family living area along with a kitchen, and not to mention the amazing views that came out of through our windows. We interacted daily through activities that included cooking classes, which was really a peachy pasta making class, where afterwards we sat down as a family and all the guests that participated ate and enjoyed each other's stories. We also participated in a farm tour, next slide, where we got a behind the scenes look at farming and how they make their meat, cheeses, and wines, and olive oil. Afterwards, we also sat down as a family and enjoyed their products, of course, to sample so we could order to send home. Luciano met us every night after our day of sightseeing. No matter how tired we were, he wanted us to come and join him so we could sit down and have a good time and enjoy his house wine, his grappa, limoncello, and Visanto. Of course, we had music and dancing as well. Now that we've talked about the history and accommodations, I'll talk about the costs. Surprisingly enough, an agriturismo per night is less than it is to stay at a hotel. Prices range between 35 and up to 300 plus euros per night, but for the most part they average between 55 and 125 euros. Activities, of course, will vary based on the cost of the agriturismo, but with over 22,000 available throughout Italy, you'll find one that will meet your needs and your budget. In 2016, we considered our trip to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. While Criatoli was a little more expensive than we normally would spend, we felt it was worth it, not just for the experience of Italy, but for the feeling of family, and not just with the owners, but with our guests, the guests that were with us, because we've formed relationships with them and have been in contact with them since we've left. We hope to have the same feelings when we return in 2019. Next slide. So tonight I've talked about the history of the agriturismo, the accommodations and the experiences that you'll get there, along with the cost of staying at one. While they are considered working farms, remember it's not about the experiencing the farm, it is the opportunity to experience rural Italian life at a much slower pace. Next one. I hope you get the chance to visit Italy at some point in your life, and if you do, consider an agriturismo where you come as a stranger but leave as family.